Jessica jumped onto the fire escape as she made her way onto the roof of the building. She walked over to the other side, which was overlooking an office building across the street. She pulled out a camera out of her bag and began to look into the window of one of the executives of the business. He was sitting at his desk doing paperwork, and as if on cue, a woman walked into his office. They kissed and said hello before leaving the office holding hands. The man was married, but the problem was, that wasn't his wife. Jessica had been hired to find out if he had been cheating, and she had all the proof she needed. Now she could head back to collect her money for the job. She jumped down off the building into the alley below. As she headed back to her office, alias Investigations, she noticed a man standing at the pawn shop and witnessed as he slipped an item into his pocket and began to run. Jessica grabbed him by the back of the shirt and pulled him back before taking the item out of his pocket. "I don't believe this belongs to you." She dropped the guy and he ran off. Then the store manager came over to her. "Thank you for the assistance. Crooks like him are going to put me out of business." "Don't mention it." She looked at what the man had tried to steal and noticed that it looked odd, almost like some kind of artifact. "What is this thing anyway?" "That is an old piece from a magic kit. It is worth hardly nothing. I don't know why someone would try to steal that. Usually they go for the bigger ticket items. People will do anything for a quick buck. If you don't mind, I'll take this off your hands." "How much?" $5. Jessica paid the man and continued on her way. Something about the man and this artifact didn't sit right with her. She was going to look into it. A man stood watch out front of a warehouse as his boss held a black market auction inside. This was nothing new for him, and he leaned against the wall as he pulled out a cigarette. Right as he was getting ready to light it, a bullet flew by, hitting him square in the head as blood splattered on the wall behind him. On the rooftop, a dark figure reloaded his rifle as the casing ejected from the gun and hit the ground. Inside, everything kept going on, not knowing anything that had happened outside. Our next item is a rare and magical artifact that is said to let you conjure up your very own personal demons to help you with the dirty work, or just to sit on your fireplace mantle. Let's start the bidding. Gunfire began to fill the air as people got up and ran, leaving chaos. A man in a black suit with a giant skull on his shirt walked through as people ran by him to the exit. He headed for the man on stage who was trying to hide. "Take whatever you want, just leave me alone." "Is that the option you gave to these people that you killed to get these items?" "Please, I'm just trying to make a living. You seem to like guns. I can give you a great deal." "You murder and steal for your own selfish gain, and you won't poison this world anymore." The Punisher grabbed his sidearm pistol and shot the auctioneer in the head. It was quiet now as everyone had left except for one man who grabbed the magical artifact off the floor. Seeing him out of the corner of his eye, the Punisher quickly turned around and shot the man in the leg, causing him to fall to the ground. "Where are you off to in such a hurry?" The man had a strange look on his face, almost as if he couldn't move or speak. "Wake up!" "He looks zombified." The Punisher searched his jacket and found a piece of paper with an address on it. He put it in his pocket and now looked at the strange artifact lying on the ground. It started to glow and then suddenly stopped. As he heard sirens in the distance, he picked it up and took his leave. Jessica sat at her desk with the artifact next to her as she looked at the computer screen. There have been several robberies fitting this MO in the past couple weeks. Every one of them having a low-level crook with no connection to each other, stealing artifacts that appear to have no value. What are they after? All of a sudden, a portal opened up right in front of her in the office, and a man stepped out. Jessica grabbed her chair and threw it at the intruder, but he put up a shield out of nowhere and deflected it. "You picked the wrong place to break into." "Forgive me for the sudden intrusion, Miss Jones, but it is quicker for me to teleport in than use the door." Says all the superpowered peeping toms. "Who are you and what do you want?" "My name is Dr. Stephen Strange, and I am here because of your investigation." "How did you know about—" "Guess I was right about the watching me part. The magical artifacts that you've been looking into have greater importance than you think. To most people they are worthless relics that mean nothing, but together and in the right hands could cause some major problems." "And what kind of problems are we talking about here?" "I'm not positive at the moment, but if the pieces I fear have been taken, then nothing good. That is why I have come to you, since you know what has been reported stolen." "These are the artifacts that have been reported to the police as stolen, not to mention what I have here. And I heard something happened at a black market auction earlier that appeared to be selling one of these as well." "Oh no, it is as I feared. With these relics placed together, it can open a portal to the dark dimension." "What is the dark dimension?" Nothing you'd want running around loose out here. I must go and try to prevent this from happening. I'm coming with you. I know where they might be, and you could use the help. These are not your ordinary thugs, Miss Jones. And I'm not your ordinary girl, and stop calling me Miss Jones. The portal opened outside a warehouse, and Dr. Strange and Jessica stepped out and walked up to the entrance. Jessica grabbed the lock and broke it, opening the door. After you, Jessica gestured to Dr. Strange with a small bow as he walked inside. It was dark at first, and they began to hear noises further inside. When they got to the main room, they saw 20 or more men there, and they were putting together the artifacts. Hurry, we must stop them before they open the portal, and be careful, we don't know what we're dealing with yet. Please, I can take these guys in my sleep. Jessica went over and punched one of the men, and he barely moved. He then turned around and punched her, which sent her into the wall. What are these guys? They are possessed. My guess is by whomever is trying to get out of the dark dimension. One man continued to work on the artifacts as the rest came charging at Jessica and Dr. Strange. They began to fight as Strange went up and used his magic to send a beam of energy at a horde of the possessed men. Jessica punched 2 down and then kicked a third before one took out her leg, sending her to the floor. Right as one was getting ready to jump on top of her, a bullet came and hit the man, taking him to the ground. What the? You're welcome. The Punisher began firing at the men before Dr. Strange blocked his gun from firing. What did you do? You cannot kill these men. They are not in their right mind and are being controlled by someone else. They're still criminals, and I don't need you to tell me what to do. Guys? The 3 looked as the portal began to open, and a large figure appeared in the warehouse. He was laughing as he looked around. Finally, I am free. Now I, Dormammu, can rule this world. This isn't good.